This is Dispatches from Myrtle Beach with Charles Neal and my son Link from Good Mythical Morning. How you doing, Link?
I'm doing good, Dad. How are you doing?
Oh, doing pretty well. Yeah.
Okay. Are you in like in the mood for a surprise kind of mood, or are you in the mood for like it's one of those days you got to warn me if you're gonna spring something on me, you got to warn me.
Well, that ain't a bit of fun, but yeah.
That's
but
right.
no, I'm not gonna spring nothing on you. And
What if I were to
I may
spring?
spring a little something on you that you may not know about.
Oh.
In a little bit, but
Well, what if I were to spring something on you? Do you want any sort of warning or preparation, or would you just want me to?
No, I just seen you did kind of like I did you, so it'd just be right off the top of my head, and you'd get that first emotional feeling that I get from. So, Lily,
Hey.
We got a special guest.
all right,
I'm the special guest today.
how you? Well,
Surprise,
that is a
Dad.
surprise. Hey, and that's wonderful. Hey, you can come in. Hey, if you need to, you can come and just take your daddy's place once in a
Well, I
while.
was
Hold
gonna say
on.
my
This
replacement, is that all right?
Why do I have to leave just because she's here? I mean,
I'm the younger generation,
Yeah,
more appealing.
You know,
right?
how, hey, you don't know yet, Link, but grandparents, they love their children, but boy, they really love their grandchildren. So,
yeah, apparently I'm no longer invited to this episode.
yes, you are.
I'm gonna stick
Yeah,
around if it's
that's
okay with y'all.
Hey, man, that's a good surprise. How you doing, Lily?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Are you out of school?
I'm on a little break right now, so I came home for a little
Okay.
bit.
So she came home last night, and she started pitching an idea to me, and I was like, "Listen, I'm not the one that needs to be pitched this idea because I don't have anything to do with it. This is a you and Granddaddy thing." And then I was like, "You know what? We're recording an episode tomorrow. If you're really interested in making a proposal here, then you could do it directly on the
This is the
show."
time to do it. I'm telling you.
And
Hey,
she didn't
I
hesitate.
need all the help I can get.
You don't even know what she's asking.
Yeah,
me.
this is more putting you on the spot,
Yeah, I'll be all right.
So Lily, you got to tell them what you're thinking.
Well, I came home last night and we were catching up, and I was catching up Dad and Mom on my life at school and my friends and my roommates.
And being 21, she's 21
I did
now.
just turn 21. You called me on my birthday. We talked.
Mhm.
But I was telling my friends about you and Nana's house in Myrtle Beach, and I was telling them about how you guys travel all the time and y'all are always on some adventure together. And we hatched a plan to offer to house sit for you guys.
So
if you
that's got to entail that you have to take care of Gypsy.
Oh, I know. Don't worry, I'm getting to that.
Okay.
But I was selling Myrtle Beach to a few of my friends, and we were talking about if y'all would be interested in us house sitting for you if you were gonna go on a trip at some point.
Well, we're gonna go on a trip at some point. Yeah.
And
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to kind of work this out to make sure that you're out of school where we can work it. The only thing I tell you, if you're gonna come and house sit, we're gonna leave you all the food and anything mostly that you need to eat or anything, but we ain't gonna leave you whatever you want to drink. Y'all got to take care of that.
I think we're totally fine with that. Listen, we'll clean. We can cook for ourselves. We can buy you groceries before we leave. We can take care of Gypsy, And I don't know, maybe we can drive the golf cart too.
Oh yeah, that ain't a problem. Y'all, you're over 21.
The thing that I told her after saying, well, you just need to take this up with Granddaddy. The second thing that I said was house sitting. Yeah, this is the angle that you're using. I thought that your first response was going to be, well, y'all can come, but I'm still going to be here because I need to I need to be the one to show you the ropes. Show you how to party in Myrtle Beach. I thought you'd want to be a part of the party.
No, hey, I can probably. Y'all can come early enough before we go on a trip. I can carry you downtown dancing.
Now that would be fun. That would be fun.
But the only thing we got to work out is, I'm not buying all these plane tickets for you to come out here.
Oh no,
I'm sorry.
no.
Yeah, y'all.
No,
that
was not a part of the plan.
Granddaddy shoots pretty straight from the hip about all the time.
Yeah.
And just to let y'all know, if y'all want to, and I'm pretty sure that Nana's be right on board with this. She'd be fine with it.
Yeah.
But I will run it by her a little bit.
Okay.
That's good.
But I think the best time we're gonna need to try to either take a trip when you're out of school, but it would be nice,
June, July, August is when you're.
Yeah, because the water is warm here. You can get in the water.
Oh, yeah.
On the East Coast.
Oh yeah.
And go swimming and have a good time and drive the golf cart down there and take all the stuff with you and get on the beach and just have a big time.
Yeah.
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 So,
we were thinking like next summer sort of thing.
Oh, you're talking next year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is going to be a big party. You're going to plan it over a year in advance.
Well, everybody's got plans this summer, and
okay.
This is a new idea. So we want to give you enough. I wanted to give you enough time to contemplate it, but
didn't seem like you needed to.
And that's good. We need to figure out a place that sometime in June or July that we want to get away to and go to, and we might do this where we're gone just a week, then we'll come back and we'll have a big time for a week together, or 4 or 5 days together too.
I told you he'd invite himself.
I am so down for that. I think I can speak for all of my friends when I say that we would also be down for that.
Dad, are you concerned about how many friends she's talking about? I mean, for her 21st birthday, we had like upwards of 40, maybe 50 people there. So
it wouldn't.
Well, we're gonna have now. We may have to do a little talking about that. Maybe 4 or 5 or something, maybe like that. But not nothing overboard. I don't want 20 in here sleeping.
I never go overboard. I've never gone overboard in my life ever.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah,
I'm glad to know that.
That's good for you to hear, ain't it? Especially. That's right.
What do your friends like? What impression have you given them about Myrtle Beach? And what do they know? Because they're all like West Coast people.
Yeah.
And New Jersey people.
Well, eventually, some of them are moving to New Jersey.
Okay.
But I don't know. I talked about.
Well, Lily, there's a lot of them New Jersey people already down here, so
they'll fit in.
Yeah.
I mainly told them about the differences between the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean, which is, I feel like, the biggest one with how warm the water is. I've also talked about you and your cooking and your ice cream quite a bit as well.
Oh.
Which is
he needs to be there for that.
Not saying that's a requirement, but I also.
Oh yeah, well, if you come either then we can either make some strawberry, or Tommy, if you come in, them fresh peaches will be coming off and make some peach ice cream.
That's my favorite.
You've had
maybe have some ribs with it.
Oh, look at she's got a. At first, it was like, "Hey, I'm gonna send you away, and I'm gonna bring my friends to your house." And now but you're gonna be the chef before you leave.
No. Listen, any way that this could also be a good time for you, it'll be a good time for me.
Ribs, Homemade ice cream.
Nana likes to cook too, and then I like to cook ribs and
Yeah. See, you're trying to make it seem like I'm trying to exploit him.
Well, so I do that too. It's fine. Have you ever listened to this podcast? I might have to invite myself.
You want to
Next summer? I think I'm going to be.
I don't know if I want
think
you
I'm
to
going to
come.
be in Iceland.
You're gonna what?
I don't know. I'm just thinking.
You say Iceland?
Iceland.
Why?
I don't know. I like
well,
the
hey,
idea of it.
Why don't you
that
go back
sounds
to New
like
Zealand?
Lily and them can come here, and Nancy and I can go with you and Christy to Iceland.
Well, you might need to come to my house and house sit. Lily goes to your
It's
house
just
and house
gonna
sit,
be-
and I go to Iceland.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, see, he's direct.
That doesn't sound like a vacation for you, huh?
Is the Hard Rock Cafe is still there, right? Like the big pyramid? You could take all your
Yes.
friends to that. They would love that. It's a restaurant shaped like a pyramid. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, then we can put that on the roster.
like it-
I got a lot
was
better.
talking about the
I
mini
got a
golf
lot better
courses.
places to take you than the Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you to be a part of this and not him.
Okay. I'll be in Iceland. It's fine.
What do you know about Iceland?
Well, it's greener than Greenland.
Yeah, that's the
A lot of
thing that
movies are
everybody
filmed there.
knows about it. Yeah, that's true.
You can hike on a glacier.
Well, we'll be talking, and Nancy always asks me about what y'all talk about on the podcast today, and I said, you ain't gonna believe this, but Lily showed up on the podcast today, and this is what she wants to do, and some of her friends come and house sit for us and keep Gypsy. Hey, that was one of the reasons we built this house down here was to have family come down here and spend time with us. So this is right what we did it for.
What did your friends say when you were like hatching this idea?
Well, it wasn't all my idea. They kind of I was talking about how I wanted to go back at some point, and I was, giving them some insight into what it's like in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, okay.
Because they don't listen to the podcast, so I
What's their
had to
problem?
tell them.
You're going to have
But-
to tell them they're going to have to start listening if they want to come out here and stay.
I'll tell them it'll be a
Tell them that's
requirement.
a stipulation.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. What are you getting out of this, and what am I getting out of this? I think that's where we're at in this conversation. I like
That's
it, Dad.
right.
Why do you need to get something out
Well,
of it?
because I'm the matchmaker here. I put the two of y'all together. So what do I get out of this? I mean,
Listen, all I'm gonna say is I was just gonna call you,
okay.
and he
I'm getting
said-
something out of
he
it right
said-
now.
He said, "Why don't you come and ask him on the podcast?"
hmm
And
That's true. That's true. I'm getting something out of
so
it.
now I'm here. So he gets to, y'all get to put it on the internet, I guess. So
Yeah. Yeah. You do know that
So,
this is going on either.
Lily,
I'm
it's,
aware.
It's me and you now.
Okay.
It's me and you
All right,
now.
I'll be quiet.
And
I'll
Nana.
go out. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I mean in the next year or so, it's just me and you planning. We ain't got. It sounds like your dad's already then got all his plans. So
I'm not invited.
I did say you could come hesitantly.
Right. I mean, at first you weren't invited either, Dad.
That's not entirely true.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
that's not entirely true. But
Okay.
I have a question. Is there still a Corvette there?
yes, it is.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
But
Um,
that's a whole different ballpark because that's
I'm
Nana's Corvette.
well,
so you'll have
maybe-
to talk to her.
Maybe if you guys were gonna be there for a few days, she could take me for a ride in the Corvette or something.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Maybe let me drive on a side street or something where it's very safe.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
could do that.
yeah.
And then leave the keys when they go on their.
No,
Okay.
no. Never.
Did you know that Mythical has a coloring book? It features the cast and characters from Good Mythical Morning across 52 coloring pages. Visit mythical.com to get yours now. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We all carry around different stressors, big and small. When we keep them bottled up, it can start to affect us negatively. Therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and to figure out how to work through whatever's weighing you down. This show, sponsored by BetterHelp, is a good way for you to be able to talk to somebody and get something off your chest, because I've had to get some things off my chest in my lifetime and been to a therapist and done that for probably 6 months, going through different things in my life. And it gets you calmed down and you're not in a stress environment anymore. And it makes you just feel so much better about yourself because you're able to talk to somebody that they're not going to tell somebody else what you're talking about. They keep it to themselves. Just like, if you tell a friend something, they say, oh, I'm not going to tell anybody. But most of the time, they're going to tell somebody. So it's a really good thing if you call BetterHelp and need to talk to somebody. It'll be a good way to get something off your chest. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/dispatches today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/dispatches. Why do you want to learn a new language? Maybe you have an upcoming international trip, want to connect with a family member or friend, or just want to learn a new skill or take on a new hobby. In comes Rosetta Stone, the most trusted language learning program, available on desktop or as an app. It truly immerses you in the language you want to learn. They use trusted experts for 30 years with millions of users and 25 languages offered, some of which include Spanish, French, German, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Dutch, and Arabic. Rosetta Stone immerses you in many ways. There are no English translations, so you really learn to speak, listen, and think in that language. It's designed for a long-term retention. Plus, they have convenient desktop and app options with audio companion and the ability to download lessons offline. All for an amazing value. A lifetime membership has all 25 languages for any and all languages needed in life. That's lifetime access to all 25 language courses Rosetta Stone offers for 50% off. A steal! Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. For a limited time, Dispatches from Myrtle Beach listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. Visit rosettastone.com/dispatches. That's 50% off unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com/dispatches today.
Being as Lily has crashed our episode today, is there anything you still want to tackle? I mean, what did you have planned? Where do we go from here?
Well, I don't. She can sit in and look, and she might learn something about Granddaddy that she didn't know.
All right, let's do it.
Y'all been out there so long you don't understand Southern anymore. Link, we're gonna do the Southern Slang Game. The Southern Slang Game again today, and I'm gonna give you some clues.
Okay.
And see if you can guess what these sayings are.
Okay. Now I grew up in the South. I don't know. Do you even consider yourself a Southerner, Lily?
I do a little bit. Well, I was gonna ask, do you want me to guess also, or do you
want
just
you
want
to guess
me to
instead of me?
instead of you?
I'll be your advisor.
Okay. Well, I consider myself a little bit of a Southerner. I've been told that I get a little bit of an accent sometimes when I say certain things, or when I get off the phone with either
We're talking
you
to
guys, or when talking to you, or when I'm just talking to Mom.
Yeah.
They're like, I can tell you were talking to your mom because you sound a little bit Southern. And some of my friends that I've made are also from the South, so we kind of feed off of each other with our little accents, and they just kind of build until we both are a little more Southern than we started out.
All right. Well, then let's get to it, Daddy.
Well, the first one I'm gonna give you has got something to do with poor workmanship.
Poor workmanship.
And I'm gonna give you another little hint. It's got the word bear in it and fiddle.
Well, you
saying
okay. I guess you can make the rules. Just tell us every word that's in it, Dad. I mean, you can scramble them up if you want to. Make it easy to start out with. Bear and fiddle?
And poor workmanship.
This is about as bad as a fiddle made by a bear.
Oh no.
Give us a scenario.
It's probably something like if a bear were trying to play a fiddle, like he probably wouldn't be very good at it.
Use it in a
No,
sentence.
that ain't got nothing. I'm sorry, Lily.
No.
But
All right.
no. But it's like if you're doing something and you just miss the whole mark with what you're doing, you would say this slang word. It's
about as good as a
I have no idea. I gave
bear
my best guess.
playing a fiddle.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. He said that was wrong.
Well, to say, I'm just gonna tell you. It said
Okay.
you couldn't hit a bear in the ass with a bass fiddle.
You couldn't hit a bear in the ass with a bass fiddle.
I mean, you can't find. I think I told Logan you can't find your way in and out of anywhere that you need to go with what you're trying to accomplish, because you ain't got enough sense to do it. So you couldn't hit a bear in the ass with a bass fiddle.
So
These are very long sayings.
yeah, that's good. You start it and it gets everyone's attention, and then they're still listening, and
You're
there
just
you go.
waiting for it
It's
to
a
end.
story. No, you're not waiting for it to end. You're on the edge of your seat. Oh, so you're
Yeah, that's
telling
what I
me,
meant.
you're implying that it's easy for a normal person to hit a bear in the ass with a bass fiddle.
No, it wouldn't be easy. No, it wouldn't be. But it's just a saying that if you were going to try to do it, it'd be something you couldn't do to
Yeah,
start
because
with.
that's really difficult. Obviously.
Well, a bass fiddle is bigger than a normal fiddle. It's easier to
Oh,
hit
yeah.
a bear in
But
the
have
ass.
you ever seen how big a bear is?
Actually, yes.
That was a small
Yeah,
bear.
Well, it's big enough.
he's seen one up close.
I think
Yeah,
it would
so
be
have I. I was there.
easy to hit a bear in the ass with a bass fiddle. And I think if you can't do it, it means you can't do anything, because that's one of the easiest things to do.
I think you're just
Oh,
butthurt because you couldn't guess it. So now
I'm
you're
not
trying. You're trying.
butthurt.
You're trying to say that.
If I were a
the
bear-
meaning- you're trying to
If
say
I were a
that,
bear that got hit in the ass with a
saying
bass
is
fiddle, then I
stupid
would be butthurt.
To
Okay,
okay.
next one.
We're
I think
done
we
with
should
the
move on
bear
with
in the
that
ass with the bass fiddle. We're gonna go to the next one.
Okay.
Lily, this has got something to do if you want to get ready and go out and you're primping and getting everything ready, and what kind of, and you tell somebody, well, I'm doing this. I'm getting all ready, and I'm getting all ready to go out dancing and then have a good time tonight and putting these nice clothes on and everything. So what are you doing?
I know it.
you know it.
I mean, what do you say when you're getting ready?
I say I'm getting ready, but I'm trying to think of what is it like?
Wait. Gussied up.
Minnie Pearl used to say
Is
it.
that what it is?
I don't know. That's my guess.
I was gonna say powder my nose, but I feel like
No,
that's
just going to the
like-
bathroom.
Yeah, that's like just going to
You couldn't hit a bear in the
fix it.
ass with a bass fiddle.
Oh my god, we're supposed to move on from that one.
Say my answer.
I couldn't even hear.
Well, here.
You just say it.
No, I want you to say it. I want you to get the credit. Gussied up.
Gussied up.
That's it.
I got it. Oh, you got it. You did it. All right, let's do another one.
I have
Okay.
never heard that
I'm
before.
getting gussied up. I don't know.
never
You
heard
know,
that
if you
before.
want to look like Gus, you got to get gussied up.
Who's Gus?
He
Okay.
looks real good.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure you probably don't. You're not old enough. You'd have to go back and Google it, Lily. But Minnie Pearl used to say this on the Grand Ole Opry. Said I get gussied up to come out here, and she'd wear that dress with the tag still on it. and all that stuff. That's right. That's it.
That's what she would say, Lily.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't
You're too
know.
young.
The
for
next
that.
one is if you get. I got to think about this.
Think about it now.
If you're real happy about something, and you're tickled to death that you did something, and when you got through doing this, you'd be kind of smiling at what you did. You ain't gonna get this one.
So you're proud of yourself?
Yeah.
See, I would have
So you're
said
like smug?
if you didn't say tickled to death, I would have thought it was tickled to death.
Have you had? And I'm gonna give you one word that's in this thing, and it's possum.
Is it playing possum?
No.
Is it
That would be like playing dead. That doesn't make sense.
no? But is the words playing possum part of it?
No, I said like smiling. What's the word that goes with smiling?
Grinning.
Oh yes, I know this one. Grinning like
A possum?
yes. 2 more words.
Just one. Yeah,
Just-
two.
2.
I don't know.
A verb and a noun.
Mm,
Grinning like a. You probably heard me say this. This is one of my favorites. Dad,
never
I'm
heard
sure
you
you
say
taught
this.
me this.
I didn't even
Probably.
think I didn't even think
now-
you knew what a possum was.
And now I'm gonna. I know what a possum is. And then now I'm gonna teach you. So
Grinning like a possum.
Eating shit.
oh, that's it. Because
Yeah, no, I
Because a
would not have
possum will
gotten
eat
that.
anything.
and he'll grin while he's doing it.
Yep. He grin while he's doing it.
Grinning like
Yep.
a possum.
It's pretty
eating
scary.
shit.
They have a pretty scary face.
Yeah. You see, I mean, because they will play dead, and they'll be like,
Oh yeah.
and then you can just go and you can pick them up.
Yeah.
You ever picked up a possum?
Have you?
No.
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 not.
I'm surprised you.
Most times you
Haven't
pick
done it.
one up, they'll scratch you and don't like it.
No, they stay dead. They just stay frozen.
I'd rather not test
They're
that theory.
petrified. You ever fed a possum shit?
No.
No, they just find it for themselves.
And then they like it, apparently.
Yeah, they'll eat most anything.
That's a good one, though. I mean, you can break
I
that
got
one out.
one word.
Yeah, grinning.
I got one word.
You can break that one out with your friends when you bring them to Myrtle Beach. When you tell them,
They'll regret coming.
when you tell them, hey, I talked to Granddaddy. He said 2025, y'all can come out.
No, I'm gonna call them after this.
You need
Actually,
to.
should I call them or should I just send them the episode when it comes out?
Whatever you want to
You
do.
could then report to Granddaddy. I told my friends that you said they could come, and they were
Grinning like
Grinning
a possum, eating shit.
eating shit.
yes.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
See, it's a good one.
Well,
It kind of rolls off the tongue. Grinning like a possum eating shit. It just kind of.
Mm. I feel like if I'm gonna report back to you, I'm gonna have to come back on the podcast
Yeah, you're welcome.
and
That's fine.
tell you on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
'Cause
Well, you can't keep missing class, though.
Well, we
I'm
go.
not missing
yeah.
class. I don't even have class today.
Okay.
All right, we got to move along. Okay, we got another one here, and this is about if you get in a difficult situation, and you're doing something, and you just come to no end about it, and how do you feel about what you're trying to get to in that situation?
He's not making this easy.
That you're out of luck.
So this is when you're caught.
I'm gonna give you the first word.
Okay.
Up.
Oh. Okay. So You know this one.
No.
If you're up. All right, give it a.
Do you know what it is?
Yes, I know it. What's the second word?
What's the second word?
Dad, what's the second word?
The.
Up the. I would say the, but it could be the. Up the. If you're basically screwed, there's no way out of this situation. You're in a bad predicament.
I did not study for this, so
You grew up with me. I've said it a few times.
I don't think about it in the. I don't know.
All
Come
right,
on, Lily,
well,
you
it's
can get this one.
It's a body of water. Up the.
A small body of water.
Stream.
Kind of like that.
Creek.
Yes, up the creek. So if you're up the creek.
Uh-huh.
What do you need in a boat? What do you need in a boat if you're...
Oh, up the creek, like without a paddle or something?
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Yes. But, I mean, Cypress Hill did say, I'm headed up the river with a boat, in a boat with no paddle. So they said river. But they're not Southern. They're more of like a L.A. gangster. So that's like their version of it.
Okay.
Up the creek without a paddle. That's a good one. And some people would say up Shit's Creek, which then became a television show
Mm-hmm. I have not seen it.
that Lando and Christy watch.
Yeah, I don't.
But I wasn't in that party.
It's okay. We have our own show.
Okay, we got one
Yep.
more, and this
Better Call Saul. We got to get back to that.
you
We're
seen
never
that,
going.
Greta?
We're never going to finish it.
you'll have to go way back in time with this one, like when I was a little boy growing up, and it's got something to do with an animal, and after something happens to it, it kind of just goes crazy and does stuff, and then it's just acting frantically and it's without control.
Chicken with his head cut off?
That's running around with a chicken with his head cut off.
Like a chicken with his head cut off.
Yeah.
You nailed it. Look at that. Is that the last one?
I
Because
got it.
she needs
That's the last one.
she needs to go out of here feeling good about herself. We got to send her back to college.
I think she does well enough. She knows when she's got to go to school.
Yeah.
Well, Lily, this has been a great time today, and it was fun having all the Myrtle Beasts here with us, but you here with me today too. And we'll be back next week for another one. And don't forget to follow and subscribe wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube. And while you're at it, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. And if you got a question, comment, or story you'd like to share with me, email me at ratherbesagging53@aol.com. And y'all have a great rest of the week, and we can't wait to make you grin like a possum eating shit again next time.
That's right.
So you get back with me and talk to your friends, and I love you, and I hope to get to
love
see
you
you
too.
again.
Me too. Me too.
Good work. Love you, Dad.
Love you too.